Students, we will move on to the next topic, the female reproductive system. As I have told, in a male reproductive system, there are primary sex organ, secondary sex organ, accessory sex organ, ducts and glands, which are present in male reproductive system. Same as such in found in female reproductive system. So the primary sex organ is only in female is ovary, or it is also called gonad, because it helps to form the secondary oocyte. Because here we call secondary oocyte, it is also called egg, and help in the production of hormone, female sex hormone, estrogen and progesterone. Some other hormones is also released during the time of pregnancy, like inhibin, relaxin and many more hormones, which I will discuss in next week. Now, second organ in female reproductive system is a long narrow tubular tube. This is also called oviduct. Why it is called oviduct? Because it carries the egg and passes from this fimbriae to this tube to the uterus. It is also called fallopian tube and oviducal funnel, because the upper part of this oviduct is just looking like a funnel. So that's why these three names are of this oviduct is same as such. Now, third organ, the pear-shaped, inverted pear-shaped structure is called uterus. It is also called womb, where the fertilized zygote. One more thing which I have skipped, the oviduct is the place where fertilization occur. It means ovary is the ovary is the structure which help to release secondary oocyte or egg and help in the production of hormones. Oviduct is the tube where fertilization occur, and a huge inverted pear-shaped structure that is called uterus or womb, where fertilized egg are now implanted to these membranes. Now next, this part is called vagina. This part is called vagina, and vagina opens to a narrow tube cervix, which also help to release menstrual flow during menses, or it helps in sexual intercourse, receives the penis during sexual intercourse, and it is also the passage of the child birth. Now, the next is mammary gland. Mammary glands synthesize, secrete. Mammary glands synthesize, secrete, and eject milk for the nourishment of the newborn. It means primary sex organ are only the organ which generally help in the process of oogenesis, where other organ like mammary gland, uterus, some many more other organs which is found in the pelvic region, labia majora, minora, and here is externally here is a long structure, clitoris. These are the accessory part. Clitoris is very important. It is very important because it just same as such like a penis. It help in the process of sexual arousal, and where blood vessels, or where accumulation of the blood occur to help in the sexual arousal. These are the accessory parts. This ovary is attached to the uterine or uterus wall by some ligaments or by the pelvic cavity. When you go through a transverse section of the ovary, there is some germinal layers, and layers comprises of following two parts. Outer one is cortex, inner one is medulla, and inside the medulla there is a large amount of blood vessels, smooth muscles, they are scattered. And outer side of the ovary, in cortex cells, there is the formation of follicles, or you can say secondary oocyte formation occur outside of the cortex region in the ovary region. This oviduct have following four parts. The finger-like projection which carry the secondary oocyte First part is fimbri, second part swollen part is ampulla, third part is the tube, and the fourth part is isthmus. Isthmus, it means each part of the oviduct have different roles. Again, oviduct have following four parts: fimbri, which carry the developing secondary oocyte. These all finger-like projection, they combine or form a unite structure, tube-like structure, that is called infundibulum. Ampulla is the swollen portion of the oviduct where fertilization occur. This secondary oocyte reaches here, and the sperm, they enter through vagina to cervix and move to the ampulla region where fertilization occur. And isthmus is the part where the movement of the upcoming male sperm or male gamete travel to reach the ampullary region. So this portion is also called ampullary region. Now this isthmus is other side attached to the uterus, or now this isthmus attached to the uterus or uterine wall. Now next structure is uterus. Uterus is a dome shaped portion, which upper side having a dome shaped structure called fundus, and lateral side, that portion is called body, and the narrow inferior portion is called vagina to cervix open. So isthmus is the part of the uterus and fundus. Isthmus is the part of the uterus and fundus. This interior whole portion of the uterus is called uterine cavity, from where implantation of the developing zygote occur. The cervical canal, this canal is called cervical canals, open into the uterine cavity. This cervical canal, it means vagina then cervix, and here is a tube, so that is called cervical canal, opens into a uterus or uterine cavity. Here are some external glands or secondary sexual organs are present, which do not help in the production of the gametes, but as a accessory part or supporting parts, like help in the sexual arousal. So this uterus categorized as a three membranes, or we can say the uterus having three membrane. The outer one is called perimetrium. Perimetrium, it is thin. Middle layer is very thick, smooth, and they help in contraction and relaxation. And the inner one membrane, that is called endometrium, which is very important. And this membrane sloughed off means break as a clot during the time of menstrual cycle, which is found in female. So this endometrium, which is the innermost layer of the uterus, they cyclically changes during the time of menses. It means they formed or they break down or sloughed off as a blood clotting. This vagina is a 10 centimeter long tube, which is very muscular, and this vagina helps to conceive the penis during sexual arousal, to release the semen, and inside the uterus to travel this sperm to the ampullary region. Not always occur. So this vagina is except of penis, so it work like a receptacle to carry something like it is the receptacle for the penis during sexual arousal, to release the semen inside the uterus. A thin membrane which is covered to the entry side of the vagina, that thin, very flexible thin membrane is called hymen membrane. And it is said that when the hymen membrane break, the female lost the virginity. Is it the right or wrong? because it is very wrong. Because if suppose any girl, she is doing horse riding, so this highly vascularized thin membrane also break or ruptured, so it is doesn't mean she lost the virginity. And in some time during sexual intercourse, this hymen membrane will also not break, so it doesn't mean it also show or help in sexual maturity or virginity. These are the reproductive part of the female reproductive system, and each organ help in different role. It means ovary is the primary sex organ, and other like duct, glands, accessory glands which are located externally to the pelvic region, labia majora, minora, clitoris. These are the glands which help in sexual arousal, mainly clitoris which is present at the mid side in pelvic region externally.